to do more advanced services year after year. A number of the guests of this program offered their thanks to the generosity and unlimited hospitality of the king, saying that the gift added happiness to their happiness, which is not something strange about the hospitality of the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The second news is the sign language given to list the number of pilgrims in Mecca. The statistics department is using the pilgrimage statistics these days, a new technology that involves more than 450 researchers in 6 ports of Mecca and 3 centers ancillary sectors in Medina and Ta'if to work for the data, so that the data automatically and spontaneously goes to the center in Mecca. The Commission also added this year the feature of direct translation of sign language for the deaf and the mute. The third news is the Ministry of Information broadcasts the rituals of the pilgrimage through several platforms on social media, Twitter and Facebook, in addition to the streaming in its website. The spiritual sites are broadcast live around the clock. The head of the International and Governmental Outreach Center, Dr. Abdullah Al-Maghloub, said this initiative comes under the directive of Minister of Information, Awad bin Salih Al-Awad, as a gift from the Ministry of Information to all Muslims all over the world. The ministry also provides for 19 channels for 6 languages, Malayo, Urdu, French, Arabic, English and German, offering the news about the services given to the pilgrims. The fourth news, the Ministry of Islamic Affairs, represented by the General Secretariat of the Program for the guests of the custodian of 2 shrines towards the 2030 vision. The ministry provides its electronic services to the guests of this program, including the self-service of the guests through the self-service machines, the laptops, the iPad, the table computers and smartphones, that you can get the service without having any staff. It is just self-service. They also provide for services for printing out the data of housing inside Mecca and Medina. It gives them also departure times, and many guests have the services to them. With this, we have covered the latest news in this segment, and we continue with our talk now with Mr. Nezar Al-Ali. This news is what you prepared for us, right? Yes. We would like to know about the comprehensive equipment made by the ministries and authorities. Are they already available and they are adopted, or are they brand new? They are brand new, totally invented from scratch. There are several digital equipment and software and platforms, including one of the software which is called The Road to Mecca, which was successful. Pilgrims in their own countries used to be ready and fully prepared, even having their passports finished without the need for any time for processing. It also receives pilgrims through the electronic devices. I saw last time with Abdullah Hamid in Mina, I saw there was a device which is for fingerprints. It is provided by authorities that give you all details about the pilgrim. So anyone who enters the spiritual site, he puts the fingerprints, he gets all the medical issues, the documents, all of them are ready. With this, we talk to our correspondent, Abdullah Hamid, our correspondent in Mina. Thank you, Abdullah. You did a good job. Thank you too. Welcome. And I welcome the guests and the viewers. Abdullah Hamid, what are the updates? What do you have to say? latest updates in Mina, we have 50% of the pilgrims have hastened to the departure. They are leaving Mina in order to move for ifada circumambulation or to go back to their houses. It depends on the plan for their flows, depending on what the campaign thinks and plans. As far as in the delayed pilgrims have started coming to the Pebbles Bridge. If each 30 minutes we find a group of pilgrims coming to the bridge, this huge bridge that accommodates large numbers of pilgrims each hour. Its full capacity is 5 million pilgrims. There are 12 entry points and 20 exits for the pilgrims. The traffic is smooth for the vehicles that are departing Mina, and also smooth traffic for the empty shuttle buses who are coming to Mina in order to convey them tomorrow. In the opposite direction of our studios, we find a continuous movement of the Rights Express train that moves pilgrims to the Pebbles or bring them back to the stations in Mina, close to which their tents are located. The conditions are smooth and everything is fine. Mina has bid a farewell to 1,200,000 pilgrims who hastened their departure after sleeping in Muzdalifah and after, of course, standing on Arafah and spending the feast and the Tashriq days. Abdullah, the applications and programs, platforms of social media, what addition did they have on pilgrimage this year? In fact, Murad, His Royal Highness Prince Khalid al-Faisal, the Emir of Mecca and the advisor of the custodian of the two shrines, praised in several conferences the use of the technology, and he praised the development, the utilization of technology for the service of pilgrims. If we want to count the applications and software used in this season, I think we cannot finish the listing. You start with DAIF, which means guest platform, which is the largest platform in the world. It has 21,000 shuttle buses. All of them have tracking devices. The application monitors them and looks how they move, and it gives certain indicators with several signs. Black means that the bus has stopped completely, that the engine is stopped. Orange means that the bus has stopped but the engine is working, and there are other indicator lights giving a good sign to the monitor to exactly know what's happening with the bus. The users of there are several tiers of the users. There is the guide, for example, the member of the field office, there is the supervisor of the circumambulation office that supervises the field visit. Each one has his own privileges depending on the rank that he has. This makes it easier for them to deal with the platform. Every guide inside the bus, once he presses the button of emergency, there's somebody to talk to him immediately. If the bus is not working, the engine is not working, there is another replacement of the bus. We found the application for the meteorology. We have seen Tarwiyah application, and we have found somebody who designed a special application for the office for awareness raising of the pilgrims to use that on smartphone. The pilgrim can use this application to say that I want al-ifada circumambulation from this hour to this hour. He can schedule his pebbles throwing. This makes the office have the clear idea about the times and the schedules of the pilgrims who want to come, and it feeds the information to the field service office. Also, the circumambulation for people coming from Africa, there is a special application for them to see what's missing for them, to receive complaints if they have. Even public affairs in the same institution, it has its own application, and it connected that with the hospitals of the sacred capital and their delegates there. Once the pilgrim enters the from an institution into the hospital, his data is immediately registered, including his medical condition or the condition for which he is admitted to hospital, and his case is being followed up with. If there is a report, for example, it is there. If the updates are there, if an intervention is made, then it is updated. And the directors, the board of directors of the institution knows exactly with one button, he knows how many people are admitted to hospital, how inpatient, outpatient hospitals, patients, how during their pilgrimage, now the people in charge will know exactly that this specific person has a medical problem and he's going to be monitored. There are innumerable applications, as I said, and they are all serving the pilgrimage. And I conclude with what Prince Khatem said in the final press conference today, who said that the development phases which will be implemented in the ritual site will focus on one goal, that the pilgrimage will be fully smart. Our Abdullah, correspondent Abdullah, we would like just to ask you to tell us about your efforts that you did in Mina with Iqra and other team and the other people of the team. As for our team of Iqra, we started our equipment in our studio in Mina at an early phase, a couple of days before the pilgrimage starts. We arrived here on the 6th of Dhul Hijjah and started making the equipment and the supplies, arranging for the broadcast times so that it's going to be live coverage. We tried in the earlier days to convey the full picture of the pilgrims, or at least just part of the services given by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the service of pilgrims. And they are magnificent efforts that cannot be encompassed, all of them. And whatever we broadcast cannot do them justice. We're trying, however, to convey as much as possible those atmospheric, spiritual moments so that they can live with us. We moved from Tarwiyah to Arafah. And then after the season, after the feast, we also broadcast what we have in the feast. We accompanied them in At-Tashriq days, and we were keen that the viewer would live every moment of the pilgrimage and to follow up with everything that's happening in the Mina ritual site. And we hope that we have been successful in doing this job. And we hope we have been able to convey the gigantic efforts made by the kingdom. Thank you very much, our correspondent Abdullah. Thank you very much, Abdullah. It was a wonderful coverage and comprehensive of all things, including the applications, social media, in addition, of course, to the governmental services. Let's now view the press conference statement by His Highness Khalid Al-Faisal. What I can say in short is that understanding and coordination that reached the stage of harmonization in this pilgrimage and the pilgrimage in last year were unprecedented. And this is thanks to God first, then thanks to the directives of the Saudi leadership, the custodian of the two shrines and his crown prince. There is a higher commission for pilgrimage headed by His Highness the Minister of Interior, involving all line ministers in relation to the services of pilgrimage. There is also an executive central committee for the implementation of the decisions of the higher commission, the commission's decision in Mecca. And that central committee has on board all representatives from the service ministries. And I know that the media has a very big role in whatever is happening and what will happen in the future. For that reason, we will call upon the media to be our partners. And they have a key role in the development of pilgrimage. and they are the positive image that we can see ourselves through. When you see something, when you criticize it, when you give good or good feedback, you are in fact giving us the chance to improve ourselves. If there is any kind for improvement, please just tell us about them. Tell us about any mistakes that we have so that we can be better. And this is going to be generosity out of you to give us this feedback. Thank you. I thank the government of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for transmitting this high spirit in terms of accepting the ideas about serving pilgrims. Mr. Nezar, as you can see, His Highness King Prince Khalid Al Faisal said a very simple word, and he said something that gives us the impetus for us to be better for next year and next after. What's your comment about that? Before I make a comment on the speech of His Highness Khalid Al Faisal, I would like just to give the answer in two ways. First of all, the government of custodian of the two shrines gave us the lesson and the example in terms of hospitality, and when you have pilgrimage flowing without any problem, we had 2 gigas for each pilgrim. This is what the government gave them to use the applications. And today, Prince Khalid is thanking the media and is asking them, be generous to give us negative feedback to see if there is any kind of mistake or improvement. If you tell us about those areas of improvement, we will improve them. And really, the government is doing lots of efforts. May God bless it. And every Muslim in the world is saying that God bless the government. God witnesses to what I say. I'm very happy for this season. I feel very happy because we as Muslims and all Muslims around the world, their eyes are traveling towards this day on these blessed days. And this is a very extraordinary season, and we wish all the success. Thank you very much, Nizar, for your being with us. And thank you for the coverage that you have in the media and the journalism, and thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Murad, and all my greetings to you and to our beautiful channel, Iqra, and many returns. Many thanks to you. Don't go away. We have a short break, and then we have the digest of the pilgrims about things reaching us through the social media. Stay tuned.
الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
في خطوات كتير في حياتك، خطوة تخاف منها، خطوة تكون واثق فيها، وخطوة تطلعك قدام في ثانية. خد الخطوة اللي تطمنك وتحقق لك كل اللي نفسك فيه. مع بنك البركة تقدر تختار النظام اللي يناسبك عن طريق شهادات ادخار وصكوك متنوعة بالجنيه المصري والعملة الأجنبية. مع شهادات ادخار وصكوك بنك البركة هتحقق حلمك وحلم ولادك. مع شهادات ادخار وصكوك بنك البركة هتبني مستقبل ولادك وتكون دايما جاهز وواثق انك هتعدي اي ظروف بخطوة نجاح. بنك البركة مصر، شركاء في الإنجاز.
أحيانا بكون على بالك تقضي إجازتك بأوتيل صغير على شط البحر حتى لو مش عارف وين بدك تسافر. المشكلة بكتير مواقع إنها تعرض لك أوتيلات بالمكان اللي بتدور فيه بس، لكن مع تريفاغو الموضوع غير. مع تريفاغو فيك ببساطة تستخدم الخريطة تكتشف المنطقة كلها، وكل ما تحركت تريفاغو رح يعرض لك الأوتيلات الموجودة والمناسبة لمتطلبات بحثك. لا تخلي مكان سفرك يشغل بالك، تريفاغو رح يساعدك تلاقي أوتيلك المناسب. أوتيل تريفاغو.
الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله.
Welcome back again, and as we said in the beginning, we will have some videos that we received through the social media and different applications, and all those materials that are coming through WhatsApp, Messenger, and so on. These are coming from all over the world. So it's a small world, it's a global village in this season. So to remind you that how we said about this application and how we use them, let's see about one of these applications. Pilgrimage is for those who can afford it. Human beings would take difficulties until they reach the pilgrimage. Now pilgrimage is much easier than it was before. There are certain applications that would guide the pilgrimage in their journey.